has been following the saga. Nathan, what actually moves this bill forward, or could it actually be dead at this point?
So I don't think it's dead at this point. We've moved our odds from 70% chance of this year to 60% chance of this year because Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong have heard 4 issues. And I think 2 of those are the ones that we're going to be focusing on right now is the power of the SEC versus the CFTC going forward and this debate over stablecoin yield. You know, can platforms like Coinbase offer reward programs when banks themselves are prohibited from issuing yield on stablecoins as outlined by the Genius Act? Now, the Senate's gone this week. They're actually out of recess. And, you know, because of the reason why we're still at 60% is because the Senate was trying to put forth this markup fairly quickly. I mean, it was pretty rushed. So I think after this week, when they come back, what we're telling our clients is this: look, if you're a language like we're almost there, they say that a lot. We need to see concrete language saying, like, look, we're moving forward on amendments for the stablecoin yield. Are they going to have it based on activities versus imbalances? Maybe not. But like President Trump said in his Truth Social post, he wants to see action on this. And so we're going to have to see if the Senate delivers.
So, Nathan, it feels like Brian Armstrong is the key player here. What would convince him to get back on board or to, be willing to take a second look?
So I think there were 2 things. One is the power of the SEC versus the CFTC. You know, the SEC has prescriptive-based regulations. And look, there's a lot that they can do. But generally speaking, as the crypto world wants that blessing from Congress that they can say, look, we have this in statute, in law. The other one is the stablecoin yield. Now, that's going to be the biggest challenge, I think, because banks currently are prohibited. And Coinbase, recognizes that, from the crypto sector, their point is that, look, if banks wanted to have issues with this or if they wanted to be on this, then offer a better product that would compete with these reward programs that Coinbase is offering. So I think it's going to have to be something on the stablecoin. There's going to have to be this Goldilocks solution where both the banks and Coinbase are going to have to come together. And because that's what I think President Trump is pushing for, we're just going to have to see what the details of that is.
All right, Nathan Dean, thank you so much. Nathan Dean of Bloomberg Intelligence joining us from Washington. Speaking